I want to throw a little shade at a group, a certain Facebook group, one that I mentioned in my last Metallica Black Album video. Yes, I am talking about the mofos of metal. Once again, after a year of them ragging on Led Zeppelin and ragging on Metallica, the new thing that's now trending in the group is insulting specifically Ozzy era Black Sabbath. This is something I've never heard from metal fans ever in my life. Some people might be, what the hell are you talking about? Who doesn't love Ozzy era Black Sabbath? What is this mofos of metal group that you're talking about, Edwin? I don't know. Well, if you want to see, here, I'm going to give you a little slideshow now. I'm going to give you a little slideshow of some of the dumbest things I've read about Ozzy era Black Sabbath. You'll see a few names, the same names pop up here and there. It's a few guys, a few fucking trolls in the mofos of metal group. Just to give you an idea, here you go. You see what I mean? Isn't that some dumb shit? I mean, you can even tell by the way they write, like they're grammatically challenged. It doesn't surprise me that they would listen to an album like 5 and 4 or Sabbath Bloody Sabbath and it just wouldn't get through that fucking firewall of bullshit that they call a brain. Yeah, so they're not tuned. They're not hearing all the things, all the nuances, all the cool little drum things that Bill Ward does and the cool little jazz-like flourishes that Tony Iommi throws into a song, and hearing the soul and power and passion that Ozzy delivers, especially mid-70s peak Ozzy Osbourne. No surprise that they're not developed enough. They're not evolved enough. I'm a 40-something-year-old man, and I've been listening to metal music since I was in grade school. So going back to the goddamn 1980s, yeah, the real 80s, not you young kids playing cosplay and pretending you're in the 80s. I actually was living in the 80s, breathing 80s air, and seeing 80s shit around me as it was actually happening. Yeah, and with that experience, I can tell you, you kids are full of fucking shit. Yeah, you don't know what you're talking about. You're fools. You're embarrassing yourself. Insulting Black Sabbath, the Ozzy era. Even if it didn't really connect with you and it was a little too old-timey sounding for you, whatever. I mean, obviously you got limited taste in music. We don't all have to have eclectic and sophisticated taste in music. That's fine. It's an opinion. To a degree. You see, that's the thing. A lot of times I say music's subjective and you like what you like, but there are limits to that. Some shit is objective. Like, it's objective to say the Beatles were a great and innovative band. Doesn't mean you have to like them, but objectively, you have to hear that they were a great and innovative band. Same with Black Sabbath. Now, some of these people that are throwing shade at Black Sabbath are admitting that they were innovative, but then they will say things like they were boring and the riffs just aren't that good compared to the riffs now, and that's where they're crossing the line. You might not like the aesthetic or the production or just the vibe of 70s music, maybe. Maybe that's your problem. But to actually like listen to these albums and all the different colors and textures and tonal shifts in albums like Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath and Sabotage just shows your profound ignorance. Yes, that is objectively, scientifically complex, interesting music. Apparently a little too interesting for you because it's music. I guess that's the thing. A lot of you guys just don't like music. Like if you don't like Black Sabbath, if you don't like Ozzy era Black Sabbath, you're pretty much outing yourself as someone who doesn't appreciate music. Yeah, because you're not into music. You're just into this idea that you're into heavy shit. I'm into heavy shit. My parents don't give me enough attention, so I'm going to get heavy. I'm going to get into heavy music. Oh, girls don't like me. They listen to lame pop music and they don't like me, so I'm going to listen to heavy music. Yeah, this is like some fucking Dungeons & Dragons incel fucking shit. Get out of your fucking mom's basement and try to be the type of person who might kiss a girl one day. Then suddenly you'll understand Sabracadabra. You'll understand that jolt of love. Yeah, sometimes you want to sing about love because it's awesome. Sometimes you want to throw up some peace signs and say, I love you, like a goddamn hippie with fringe. Yes, sometimes you want to wear a Hawaiian shirt because it's not about being metal. It's just about being a fucking rock and roller and an individual. And there's a thing too about heavy. You know, all these people are like, oh, that stuff's not heavy enough anymore. It's hard rock. Listen, Sabbath is both sometimes hard rock, sometimes heavy metal, depending on the song. You know, they invented heavy metal, but yeah, I'll say they're not consistently a heavy metal group all the time. I don't think there was a consistently heavy metal group till Judas Priest. I discussed this in my Judas Priest video. But to some of these nitwits, they don't even think Judas Priest is metal enough. They seem to be cool with the 80s for the most part. They're really into the 80s. So sometimes it's not even about the heaviness. Sometimes it's just like, we like shit in the 80s because we're like playing 80s cosplay. It's like people when they get into S&M and like they need to wear gimp suits and they need to have all kinds of toys and stuff because just regular sex doesn't do it for them. Well, to me, that's not sex. That's like the abstraction of sex. That's like running away from sex because you're having problems just getting off naturally. Well, to me, when you go to like extreme underground heavy metal or you're just playing some kind of retro 1980s cosplay metal, that's like the same shit. That's like just some kind of weird kink because you just can't naturally listen to music and enjoy it. And especially if you're just one of these guys that's just into heaviness and you just need to hear some kind of sonic bombardment with some guy screaming constantly. And hey, I like some Slayer, I like some Venom, I like some Morbid Angel, I like some early black metal here and there. So I'm not against some of that extreme shit from time to time. But if you just want to listen to that all the time and nothing else, well, you know, then you're not really into music. You're one of these guys that wants to get your nuts knocked around because that's the only way you get your rocks off. Like, you just need some kind of sensation because you're filled with rage and frustration, sexual frustration, I suspect. And as a result, you can't just listen to music and enjoy it. It's sad. Maybe one day you'll kiss a girl or a boy or just whatever you need to kiss just so you have a sensation down there. That's another thing. Like, it's like your brain's not working and what's down there is not working. If you don't love Ozzy era Black Sabbath, you're just wrong. You're just wrong because they are one of the greatest bands of all time. Not just for their influence. Yes, that's a given. That's a given. They invented heavy metal. They're one of the most innovative rock bands of all time. That is a given. But no, just in and of themselves. Their albums, their songs, the presentation of their songs, the execution of their songs in real time. Now, present day, Black Sabbath sounds like a band perfect for 2024. Just like they sounded like they were a band perfect for 1994 or 1984 or 74 because they are fucking timeless. Yes, timeless music. And you know it too. All you little trolls posting this shit about Ozzy Sabbath. The only reason you're doing it is because you're getting clicks, you're getting hits, stirring some controversy. You're going to throw some shade at some great big legacy act and you're going to get people talking about you. Like me, it worked. Oh my God, you suckered me into your fucking bullshit troll trap. Oh no. Anyway, but it had to be said. It had to be said. So there you go, mofos and metal. You needed to be schooled by your elders a little bit. That's it. I'm moving on. I'm getting out of the basement. Your mom could keep those Rice Krispie treats that she was going to bring down to the gang. I don't want them. Maybe her. I might want your mom, but I don't want those Rice Krispie treats. You guys could eat that fucking junk. I eat real food because I'm a fucking adult, and I drink real drinks because I'm a grown-up. Yeah, this is grown-up time. It's time to talk about some grown-up rock and roll music by one of the greatest bands of all time. This one, Black Sabbath.